So you like taking chances, taking risks, betting your money, and trying to win it all. Well, today we're going to talk all about online raffles and how to win and the risks behind playing all of these games. Here we go. Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? This is Silver Husky bringing you guys a video today about online raffles. We're going to talk about that in a second, but if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting like, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell, and let's get to it. All right, so raffles or Razzles as they're often called. I've even seen it called Waffles, not that kind of waffle, but waffle is in a game, and it's a kind of a cryptic way of saying a raffle, I guess to kind of duck under the gun, under the radar, right? Because this is a form of unregulated gambling, and what I mean by that is you'll kind of see how it plays out here in a minute. But yes, if you're into that kind of thing where you risk your money, you put it out there for a shot at winning it all, right? For winning these, whatever they are, maybe it's a gold piece or a bar of silver, whatever it is, at a cheaper price than you can find out on the open market. If that's your thing, then this is the right video for you. And of course, I am not a financial advisor, nor am I condoning or encouraging anybody to participate in any online raffles, Razzles, or Waffles, or whatever other food product that they choose to name these things. I am merely educating you on how they are conducted, what the payout looks like, what the risk behind it is, and we're going to cover all of those items here in this video. And again, there may be a legality issue here. I know that they're not allowed on YouTube. Instagram doesn't regulate them as well. However, it is a form of unregulated gambling because nobody is eyeballing or taxing these winnings. So, proceed with caution, we'll put it like that. And if you are someone who conducts these or hosts them, again, that's a risk that's on you. And if you're one who participates or plays in them, just know that there is a huge risk of losing all of the money that you've bet into the pool and walk away with absolutely nothing. So we're going to talk about all of that. I'm going to run you through what that looks like. Now, your typical online Boolean raffle will take place on either Facebook or Instagram, and you're going to see typically a big ticket item, be it a bar or some gold or really a high premium piece that you might be hesitant to put your money on otherwise at its full price. So for this example, let's look at a 100-ounce Scottsdale Mint King Stacker bar. Now, these are a couple of my bars, and I did purchase them directly from Scottsdale Mint. But these bars, they do go for a pretty penny. The spot price today being $23.85 on the day of recording this video. And that will probably fluctuate by the time you see it. But multiply that by 100 ounces, that's how big these bars are, and you're looking at $2,385 per bar at spot price. Now, here's the Scottsdale Mint's website. And this is considered a secondary bar because it's now in my possession. It is no longer with the Mint itself. So these secondary bars, at their cheapest, go for $25.24. But you're probably looking at paying the higher price of $26.52. So how does a raffle work? Well, much like a piece of pizza, we're going to take the total cost of this bar of silver, right? And we're going to cut it into segments. Right here you see the gentleman cutting the pizza. Well, consider the price of this, the cost of this bar cut into slices, and everybody can purchase their individual slice of this pie. However, at the end of the raffle, only one person gets to walk away from that restaurant with the whole pie, and they get it all to themselves. And they're not going to share any bit of it with you. They're just going to sit there and enjoy that pie. So you paid for a slice, a lot of you paid for a slice, and one person walks away with the pie. Not a bad gig for them. So here we go. We're looking at spot price today, right? Times 100 troy ounces, and the MSRP is $26.52. Well, if you're the host of it, you're going to round it up. So you're really looking at a raffle total of about $2,750, and that's really not a huge profit margin. Most of the people who conduct these raffles will actually bump the price closer up to $3,000. So for this example, we're going to keep it at the price described right there. So you're going to divide that by 10 spots, and you're looking at $275 a spot. So $275 a spot at 10 spots. But wait, that could still be a little bit too much for individuals. So let's talk about mini games, right? So here's a little mini pizza. That's kind of a cute thing, right? So you got this mini pizza going on. So these mini games, this is a way of making it more affordable for people who maybe don't have $275 to drop, but they still want a shot. So it's also called a satellite game, right? And it's just another way to say a mini game. It's a mini spot, or it's breaking apart one of those slices of pizza into smaller chunks and allowing people to purchase those little chunks. So let's say 7 of the spots are still at $275. That's for the main game. However, 3 spots are going to be reserved for the satellite games, right? So when you're splitting that apart, here's what it's going to look like. The first 3, those are satellites. The other 7, those are for the main spots. And again, remember, the satellites have a cheaper buy-in. So for the satellite game, let's say you're looking at, I don't know, we're going to round it up one more time, right? So it's not going to be $27 a spot. It's going to be $30 a spot. And they may do a bulk purchase deal, like if you buy 2, you can get them at $29 each, or if you buy 3 of those spots, you can get them at $28. So here we go. You got your satellite, right? And then the satellite has these 10 spots, and let's say they've all been filled at $30 a spot. And there's all of our players for this one satellite game. Then the host will go to random.org, and they're going to swap that 100 for 10, right? And they typically refresh it a few times just to make it fair. I don't know if that makes it any more fair or whatever, but then they'll hit generate, and boom, you get number 3. So number 3 was Susie. In this scenario, Susie won the spot. So she didn't win the game. She didn't win the bar. She just won one spot number 1 on that list of 10 names, right? So she got it for cheap, but she had a 1 in 10 chance there. Now she's got to play again for another 1 in 10 chance here. And you see that there were 2 other satellite games played before getting the names Jay and Lenny, and then the other 7 ended up being full purchase price for the main draws. Now, that can also be 5 satellites and 5 main, or 7 satellites and 3 main. Sometimes it's a little harder to fill the main spots, so they need to make more satellites. And once all the spots are full, the host is going to go right back to random.org again, and they're going to swap that 100 out for a 10, and they probably refresh it a bunch of times, or maybe they refresh it first, and then they're going to hit generate, and boom, number 9 wins. So number 9 was Nick. Susie didn't win it. She just won the satellite spot, so she walks away with nothing. All right, so let's look at what Nick won. He won the bar, right? His investment was actually not so bad. He played $30 in that first satellite, if you noticed, and then another $275 in one of the main spots. So his total investment was $305. But what was his return on his investment? Well, if you look here, you got $2,652 as the MSRP. He only put in $305, so he actually walked away with $2,347 in profit from that bar. So he's the only one who won. All of the other people walk away with nothing. They just basically gave him that bar. And yeah, so the total players, there were 7 main players at $275 each, and 30 satellite players at $30 each. So that's a total paid in of $2,825. Well, let's look at the host's profit margin. And the host, their total donation that they got was $28.25, but the item price, that's assuming they paid that low price of $26.52. They might have even got it for less. Or maybe the raffle prices were way higher. But in this case, the gains were $173. I've seen a lot of games that run for way higher, and they could be much greater than that. So there are other scenarios as well. A lot of times you'll see the term heads up or head to head. What that really means is that the buy-in price is going to be a little greater than half the cost of the item, usually about 10% greater than half the cost. Let's say the item is a $100 item. Well, instead of paying $50, you might pay $55 or even $60 to buy in on a head-to-head game. And what that means is you're going to be playing against the other person. So you might get odds or you might get evens, meaning on a string of 1 to 10, if you're odds, you're 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If you're evens, you're 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And whatever rolls, if it's an 8 and you were odds, you lose. But if you were evens, you're the winner. And the other person walks away with nothing. So this is, again, a form of gambling. And of course, if you struggle with a gambling addiction, you should definitely not participate. And also, if you're weary of any kind of legality issues, don't play it either. But anyways, I hope this was educational for you guys. I know that I needed to learn this stuff, but thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell, and we'll see you guys real soon.